I used to play hockey. By used to, I mean I stopped because it was too competitive and I liked it when the coaches were always like, the most important thing out there is to have fun. Now who wants to put on our sweet music playlist? Thanks for bringing the jams, Jimmy. No problem, coach. This is my life now. So I quit because when I moved from BC to Alberta, I didn't know how serious everyone was about hockey. So my new coach, let's call him Coach Rick, he quite literally said, who cares if you had a good time out there or not? It's about winning. Win, win, win. Golden Unicorns Unite! Yeah, our team name was the Golden Unicorns. Nobody else wanted that name except for Coach Rick's daughter. She needs a name. Smeef. So Smeef got to decide a lot of stuff. The team name, what was on our music playlist, and our logo. So how we came up with the logo was, if you were on the team, you could draw a logo you thought you could draw a logo that you thought looked good for the team. So being a good, humble artist, I decided to participate along with one other person, Smeef. So I drew this really awesome looking ferocious unicorn that I thought was going to be the winner in the end. So I go to practice the next day, hand in my sheet to Rick, and he says, oh, we're already using the one that Smeef did. So being my little kid self that I was at age 9, I just said, okay, and then walked away. But had I known that logo was going to be everywhere for our team, I would have put up more of a fight. Now, what I don't understand is why Smeef's won over mine. Mine was so great. What could have possibly beaten it? So I was sort of anxious to get our hoodies with the logo, just so I could see what had beaten mine. So we got our jackets. They're pretty cozy, warm. I turned the jacket around to see what the logo is, and it's a Photoshop picture of a logo that already exists with a horn on it. So things were looking great. Now, since I came from BC playing hockey and not taking it seriously, I still didn't know the rules. So I would always get yelled at for being offside. But the problem was, I didn't know what offside was. And no one bothered to tell me. Now, this was one of two problems Coach Rick had with me. The other was, one day, Rick asked me to stay in the dressing room a bit after practice. So I sit and wait for everyone to slowly leave, which takes a while because of the amount of equipment. And after everyone has slowly drained out of the room, Coach Rick walks over to me and says, could you stand up for me? So I stand up, and he looks at my feet, glares at them, stands up, and asks, is this how you normally stand? Now at this point, I'm sort of just flabbergasted by the whole situation. Why is he so concerned about how I stand? Why is this happening? Yes, I stand like this normally. How else would I stand? Yes, I said hesitantly after about 5 seconds. He grumbled to himself and after a moment's contemplation said, look at my feet. So I did. See how they're parallel to each other. Now look at your feet. I look down and for the first time in my life I notice how my feet point in different directions. Fix that. What? This guy wants me to change how I stand? Why? I don't even know. He just said fix that and walked out of the room with his equipment. Now I'm still bewildered by the fact that my feet don't point straight. Now being 9 and stupid, my mind was racing to all the weirdest causes for why my gait is this way. Like, maybe I dropped something on both feet. Maybe it's 'cause I sit weird. Maybe it's the skates. Now, looking back, it was pretty obvious that my feet are just like that, and that's how I stand. But I was freaking out, looking at my skates from every possible angle, trying to find the cause of my odd pointing feet. Cut to the last game of the season. It's tied 3-3. There isn't much time left, so the next shift of people out there is the last. And I'm on it. The whistle is blown, and the last group comes back to the bench, and I slowly shuffle to the exit. The bench is actually so crowded. Those of you who haven't experienced a crowded bench, you are so lucky. Where was I? Yes. I was slowly shuffling to the ice when suddenly... Oh, not you. He wasn't letting me play on the very last game. Now, he never told anyone else to sit off. And here he was, telling me to not go on the ice. Well, isn't that just some funky bullshrimp? So I sat to the side, watching the others play. It ended up going to overtime, and I was next again, but Rick had other plans. I was held off again, Smeef scored, we won, and I wasn't very happy. Everyone else was like, yay, we were second overall, and we're only second because that other team is way too good. But I was peeved. I was sitting in the corner, taking off my equipment, eating the cupcakes that somebody brought, they were chocolate, and getting out of there. On the way home, sitting in the car, it was very quiet. My family usually doesn't talk much in the car, so this is normal. After about 4 minutes of silence, though, I said out of nowhere, I'm not gonna play hockey next year. Okay.